I'm going to share with you my insights on picking the right catering order opportunities on this segment of the Get Geezer. If this is your first time checking out the Get Geezer, if you're a returning visitor of the Get Geezer, thanks for coming by. And if you would not mind, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. Today is Friday, April 12, 2024. I'm actually in the midst of dropping off a catering opportunity. Now, in my going through what I have to share in terms of my insights on selecting catering opportunities, I want to at least show a comparison of a couple of order opportunities in addition to the one that I actually selected. Now, yesterday afternoon, April 11, 2024, I had two catering opportunities to come across my phone. I'm not mentioning the actual catering company, and I'm not mentioning the actual miles and distance for these opportunities, because these are things that people innately want to know. But I'm going to talk strictly numbers, and at least the choices that I make when it comes to catering opportunities. Now, I also understand too that these apps actually reward people for accepting basically whatever comes across their phone screen. But I'm gonna say like this: I've been working catering apps or catering opportunities in some capacity across multiple apps since as early as 2020, and the last edition of catering app opportunities or catering apps was in 2023. So I'd like to think that I like to think that what I'm sharing holds some weight. Now, on this live stream opportunity I had with Steve Rideshare Rodeo, we talked about catering opportunities, and Steve believes that a minimum that a driver should make on catering opportunities is 15% of the actual order amount. But in the course of our conversation, we agreed that a nominal amount that drivers should make on catering opportunities is a minimum of 10%. Now, I've got some other thoughts on that, but let's say if a catering opportunity is $180, then you should make a minimum of $18. Okay, so the numbers don't hold me to. These numbers should be consistent across all order opportunities. But when it comes to larger order opportunities, especially those whose value is, let's say, $300 or more, I believe that 10% minimum is a nominal, at a minimum, a nominal amount. So enough talking. I've talked for about three minutes or so. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button. Give my content a thumbs up. Share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. So the first catering opportunity that came across my phone screen, I actually read it wrong, and I'm going to share some other insight on this. But the dollar amount offered was $124.72, and I saw where the actual dollar amount was $2,294. I immediately passed on this, because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do something like that. $2,200 for only $124. What I failed to read was that this order was being split among at least two drivers. Could have been more drivers, but based on that dollar amount, it appears that there were two drivers that were going to be used for this particular order. In fact, another insight on this particular order, the actual catering app contacted me about this order, asked me if I could help them out. And I told them, hey, if you add some more money to it, I might consider it. Well, they told me, well, I can't do that. And so I'm like, well, I can't do this order. That's basically what the conversation was about. If you look at the numbers, just simple math, that's about the amount offered, even though it was split, was 5.5%, just under 5.5% of the total dollar amount. Now, if that $2,200 order was going to just a single driver, now I would have given it some. I would have done it. I would have accepted it without even thinking twice, because the total amount then paid to one driver, at least based on what I saw, would have been about $249. That would be very equal to the order that I saw an hour later that came across my phone screen. The offer amount on that one was $146.60. The dollar amount on it was $1,286. So that's just about 11.5%. So I would say that's something that I would consider. Now, you asked maybe, Geezer, is there a minimum that you would go? Yes, there's a minimum. I'd like to hold it to at least 10%. But I have taken some orders that, for example, were like $1,000 and the commission amount or the dollar earned was like $75. That's pushing it. But what happens is that over time, you learn how these apps work. You learn what is a good order, what is not a good order. You also take into consideration the time that's involved, the amount of work that's involved. And I realize that some people are looking at, hey, $124, man, you're crazy. I'd take that all day, all night. Okay, fine. But there is this thing about leaving money on the table. And let's say that there was someone who would have taken that first order for $124 and then also done this one, the one that I accepted. So now you're looking at total amount of food being delivered of $3,580. But you would make $271, or about 7.5%. Meaning then that you could have left a potential amount of about $100. Think about that. We talk about leaving money on the table. You talk about making as much money as possible. There would have been a potential in a scenario like that to have left as much as $100 on the table. Even though with this particular order, it was split among two drivers. I passed on that order. In fact, that order came across my phone screen multiple times. I still didn't accept it. Now, to somebody else, they're like, oh yeah, man, $124. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay. But you know what? There are people who will say, hey, I'm running a business. I got my business. I'm an independent contractor. I'm in business for myself. Okay. Well, if you're in business for yourself, obviously you're going to make decisions that are best for you. Likewise, I'm an independent contractor. I'm in business for myself. I'm going to make decisions that are best for me. It goes both ways. It's just that I try to minimize the amount of money that I leave out there. You may not. Then again, I have admitted, at least on this segment of the Get Geezer, and in a few other segments of the Get Geezer, where I felt that I may have left additional monies out there as well. So I am not immune to leaving money on the table, as I said already. I try to minimize that, and so that's really the purpose of this segment of the Get Geezer. I'm talking numbers with you, strictly numbers, and so. When it comes to catering opportunities, that is a benchmark that I use, 10%, particularly on catering order opportunities of $300 or more. If they're less, then usually there's a minimum number that you're going to earn on them. Depending on the app, it could be anywhere. It can be anywhere in between $20 and $30, depending on the order. Depending on the app. You have to take those other factors into consideration as well. So that's all I have to share with this segment of the Get Geezer. Hopefully you got something out of it. And if you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button. Give my content a thumbs up. Share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane. As always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.